You're not going to like how this story ends, but I think you're going to like this story. Welcome in to the Bro 4 Squad podcast, where we are just a bunch of bros drinking beer and talking movies. I'm your host, the Mayor, Jeff Hornacek. This is episode 255. 'Tis the season. Before we get into the movie discussion tonight, let's go around and meet my fellow bro and co-host, our legal counsel, Rony Seikaly. Ronnie, this year, are you serving up eggnog or subpoenas?
Well, I have been subpoenaed, actually, by Brian Banner because of my service of eggnog. And so I will not be doing either this Christmas. I'm going to be taking a break.
Wow, that's full circle.
Yeah, Banner is not a fan.
My other intro, he hates it, which is unfortunate. My other intro option for you was, I was going to ask, if carolers came to your house, would you serve them a cease and desist?
Yeah, I would. Actually, no, there's like a horror movie in the making. I'd invite them in for eggnog, but little they know they're getting trapped in the house.
Wow. But you hate carolers and they're singing, so they're actually fucking with you.
Oh, fuck. That's actually how they win. The whole episode, I'm like separating them, and the whole movie is trying to kill them and torturing them, and then all of a sudden, it's like the Mars Attacks ending where they all start yodeling to beat the the aliens.
I knew somehow this was going to connect back to Mars Attacks.
Everything does.
Everything does, especially Passion of the Christ 2 coming out, which I've heard.
I think there might be Martians in that one.
So sick. It's New Testament. All right, well, here on the Bro 4 Squad podcast, we start every episode off with the most important thing in every bro's life, and that is chest day. But our chest day today, as it frequently is our protein shake, which is usually the second part of our show. But around the holiday season, I know Seikaly is kind of the same way. There's a little bit of downtime that we have. Luckily, we get to spend a little more time with family, and as a result of that, we tend to watch a lot of movies. The flip side of that coin is these are oftentimes movies that either we would not normally watch if it were just ourselves picking, or these are movies that are specifically holiday themed. That could be good and bad for both of those, but my protein shake tonight definitely has a theme of that, except there's a few things I want to talk about that are a little bit older that I saw. Seikaly, I guess I'll toss it to you first. You had some family in town. I know you watched some stuff with them, but before that, you also watched some stuff maybe for yourself. So what do you want to talk about first, which is in your cup?
Well, I'll start with, because we're in the holidays, I will start with a movie that needs no commentary because we have done a commentary on it because it's one of the greatest films of all time, The Muppets Christmas Carol. This is a tradition since I was a child that after Thanksgiving meal and everyone's tired and full, we start getting the Christmas decorations out, we start decorating the house a little bit, get the tree up, and we put Muppets Christmas Carol on. That has been every Thanksgiving evening since I can remember. And it was fun this year. We were watching it with my niece, and, you know, I can quote the whole movie. I'm sure you can, just like the back of my hand.
There's a scar by my
wrist. But my niece was like getting so annoyed with me and everyone quoting the movie. And I'm like, niece? Yeah, she the younger one. And wow. It's so funny. I was like, I genuinely can't remember ever watching the Muppets without like quoting every line. Like my whole family always does that. And she's like, I'm trying to watch it. Yeah. That's the thing. So I made a compromise with her. I was like, what about, can I at least sing the songs? And then she was like, okay, deal. I was like, oh, thank God. Because I was like, I don't think I can.
Was the version you watched, did it have that? Because I think they edited it out of like the theatrical one, the Scrooge song when he's like,
no, it didn't. But you can select it on the sad song at the end of
what's it called? Like the depressing version that takes you out of it in the second act.
I do like the song.
But
when I was a kid, I love when in the movie Gonzo and Rizzo start crying. They're like, oh my God, what was that? You can really watch it on
Scrooge a lot.
Yeah, more. You can watch it on Disney Plus. You have to go to settings when you watch it, and it's in like other, like when you select Muppets Christmas Carol and you go to like subtitles or language, then they'll have it in like the extra for the full version of the movie. The fun fact about that song is that song was lost. That's why it was randomly cut. Like I guess they had lost that strip of film or something. and
wow.
it's bizarre. And
I'm sure the editor didn't want it in. He was losing the battle. He's like, I'm just gonna
lose it. Yeah. So, but don't have to talk. Like I said, we've talked about this movie, and I'm going to talk about it more here in the future for obvious reasons.
Love that.
Will be, but yeah, it's just such a fun tradition. You've heard me all the time talk about it as one of my favorite movies, and it's just like nothing puts me more in the mood to start the Christmas season than The Muppets Christmas Carol.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's like what makes this time of year feel like this time of year. Our commentary was done 6 years ago, so like
wow,
ways back.
Should
But
do a sequel. We we always talk about the same thing, how amazing Michael Caine is in this, how seriously he takes the role.
so
And I say this without any humor. This is an amazing interpretation and adaptation of the Christmas Carol. Like, I really think like is Charles Dickens would be like, that's the best one. Charles Dickens, but what the fuck are these characters? But he'd be like, this is by far the truest, most accurate version. So it's a just amazing movie in terms of humor, family, joy. Like, it's you and I could talk about it forever.
yeah. Check out our commentary because lots of praise is heaped upon it, as it should be, rightfully so. I have not watched that one yet this holiday season, but it's definitely coming up soon, possibly even this weekend. It's a once-a-year watch for me. Okay, let me get one, maybe two quick things out that I watched that aren't Christmas themed. I watched The Traitors season 1 on Peacock. This is an old version of the reality show. I think this one came out in like 2020. I had recently watched the newest season 3, and I was very intrigued by the concept of the show. Seikaly, do you know what The Traitors is, or like how the show works? So that's something you would be very into.
No, never even heard of it.
Okay, so it's basically the game of werewolf.
Love it.
They take 20 like pseudo celebrities. Most of them are from like reality shows, like Big Brother or Survivor, or like Real Housewives, and they put them in a mansion. And Alan Cumming, who is absolutely incredible, he plays Nightcrawler and is like a great character actor. He is the host in this mansion, and there are, at the beginning of the game, everyone puts their head down at this big round table, and he picks, like taps them like heads up 7-Up, 3 traitors whose job throughout the game is to murder the other players one by one without getting caught and figured out. And they go on various missions throughout the game to like earn money, and the traitor's job is obviously to like start fights and like confusion among the players. And then each night, I think it's like 8 episodes, so like each night they get to choose, they can pick someone to murder, and that person gets killed in the middle of the night. And as people get murdered, the strategy of the traitors sometimes shifts from like, all right, this person is kind of on to us, we need to kill them. And then other times it's like, well, Chris and Jason hate each other, so if we murder Chris, everyone might think Jason is a traitor. So sometimes they'll do it to try and like frame other people.
How often can the traitors discuss their strategy? I mean, like, it'd be too obvious for them coming together.
So they can like try and sneak around and do it like during the game when they're in the house, but obviously you run the risk of getting caught. When they make their decision on who to murder, they only get to meet briefly for like 5 minutes together.
What's everyone else doing? Like that, no one's suspicious. Like, hey, this guy disappeared.
When they meet to commit the murder?
Yeah.
Well, that's like in the middle of the night, so it's under cloak of darkness.
So does everyone have their own room, or would someone like see some? Okay,
they do, and then the person
be like, hey, that person's got up.
The person who gets murdered, it's kind of funny how they do it. They're like, their room door like opens while they're sleeping, and of course they're like reenact it, but they're like,
like what?
And then the next morning they just realize they're killed because they don't show up at breakfast. And then Alan Cumming comes down and always makes some like funny joke about how like he never liked that person anyway or something.
How many seasons are there? Like, I have not.
3. I think there was a UK version, but they just didn't finish season 3. And so my wife and I liked season 3. We went back and watched season 1. It was very good. It's like 8 50-minute episodes. It's dumb. It's a stupid reality show.
Sometimes that's what you need.
Fun to get into. Yeah, and you're very good at the game Werewolf, so I think this might be something you enjoy.
That is a fun game, but it has to be like a certain amount of people, and the vibes have to be immaculate. Like, everyone has to be under the same vibe. Like, if like 2 people don't want to do it, it just doesn't work.
I feel like you're speaking from experience. Like someone in the room was like, "I don't want to play." It's like,
You're
oh,
like,
come on, just
we're all
try it.
doing it.
I could definitely see our one mutual friend doing that. I don't know if you know who I'm referring to. I don't want to
I can
even.
imagine.
I don't want to even give their occupation on the pod because God knows they might forget it. One other thing I watched, TV show. Have you heard of this? Just came out on Peacock. All Her Fault.
No.
Oh God. Okay, so
Man, all these
the
Peacock shows I don't know anything about.
yeah, so this I might have at least mentioned this. The daughter from the chair company is in this show. Um, and the premise is, I'm only going to tease a little bit. I won't give any spoilers, but uh, a woman who is pretty well to do. Her and her husband, their son is 5 years old, and they have a nanny, and he goes to this like kind of private kindergarten. And one day she sets up a play date with one of the other moms to have their two kids play together after school. The mom, like the main mom in the show, goes to the house to pick up her kid at like 5:45, after the play date's over. And this older woman answers the door and she says, "Hi, I'm here to pick up my son Noah." And the woman says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I think you have the wrong house. There's no Noah here." She goes, "No, this is the address of where my son was." And she goes, "I'm 90 years old. I don't have a kid. Like someone gave you the wrong address." She calls back the number of the mom, and this all happens in the first 15 minutes, so I don't think it's
Damn.
a spoiler. Calls back the number of the mom who she set up the play date with, and the number has been disconnected.
What?
And we go from there.
Wow.
And
So is this how many episodes?
This one I think is also maybe it's 6. This one was a little bit shorter. There were at least 2 moments, usually at the end of episodes, where my wife and I went, "What the fuck?" My IMDb isn't working.
So did you finish?
We did.
Okay. And happy with the ending? I mean, like without spoiling, like do you predict?
Yes,
I mean, I don't know. Like, okay.
I'm very happy with it. Did not really predict the ending. If you want like a big twist, this is the show for you. Dakota Fanning is in it. I forgot that. Michael Pena plays the cop. The redheaded chick from Succession is the main mom
Oh,
in it.
so
I don't know
into
her name,
her.
but she's really
Shiv
good.
in the
Sarah
show. Her name's
Snook.
Shiv. Yeah,
Oh.
she can get it.
And there's one other guy. It's the douchebag guy from White Lotus season 1, Jake Lacey. He's her husband. And Abby Elliott is in it as well. I don't know how she.
I'm sold. That sounds like really, really intriguing.
Yeah, you guys would really like it. And then Sophia Lillis is the chick from the chair company who's in it.
Okay.
So Her Fault.
Give that a watch.
Yeah, it is really intense. And I'm really interested to see your guys.
So was it all her fault?
That's what you have to determine. I can't tell you. I can't speak that for you. What else you got?
Well, also over the holidays, my parents were in town for a couple weeks, and when you have your parents in town for a couple weeks, you're desperate to find anything to entertain them. So we went and saw Wicked Part 2, Wicked for Good. Did you see the first one?
I saw like half of it while my wife watched it.
Okay. So
but like my sister-in-law is obsessed.
Yeah, I can see that. So like I had seen this on Broadway not when on Broadway when it was touring.
Is it 2 separate plays?
Nope, it's one.
Okay, so they took the main Broadway play Wicked and turned it into 2 movies.
Yeah. So a 2.5 hour, 2-hour Broadway to like a 5-hour film. So one, I'm just gonna say like I enjoy musicals. I don't like seek them out necessarily, like, but I don't mind a good musical. And I typically have found in my experience like when I think of all the musicals I've really enjoyed, like even like when I think of like Book of Mormon or something, like the best songs are usually always in the first half. Like Hamilton, the best songs are in the first half. I've seen a number of them. I always felt that way, and Wicked is no different. Like the best, like I enjoyed Wicked Part 1. Like again, the songs are just like stand on their own, and you're at least getting involved in the world and the story being built. And I really enjoyed the week of the on stage, but this was very much like the excuse, like this did not need to be two movies. Like they really stretch it out. And
It's a
I can't
Hobbit into three movies
yeah,
situation.
exactly. That's literally the perfect comparison. Because I don't remember the musical enough to like really figure out where they stretched it and where they didn't. Because clearly they had to. Like, I mean, they have 2 extra hours at least added. But like it just felt like the second one. One, the songs are just not as good. And I don't think that's a controversial statement. I think that's pretty like consensus. Like they're just not as good as the first one. And so the story just sounds absurd of what I'm about to say. It's slow, but also at the same time, it's so fast. It's like they need to decide, do they really want to get involved in these characters' issues, their lives, the drama in which they're like the conflict that's brewing and building? Because they don't really do that. Like everything is said and it feels fast. But then at the same time, the movie is like, over 2 hours. And you're just like, well, if you're gonna make it long, give me something.
Right.
Like,
Justify the runtime.
justify the runtime and the amount of times we really just get like Glinda and Alphaba kind of doing the same thing where they're like, oh, we have conflict. Oh, we still care about each other. Oh, this is different. Like it was like we got the same thing so many times. I'm like, I want to see the other characters. I know what you two are going through, but like, again, the spoilers, I guess, but I don't think I'd be able to say that. But like, if we have ahead 1 minute, but like, Alphaba's actions caused the Tin Man to be created, caused Strawman, the Scarecrow to be what's his name? Yeah, to be created, and like that all happened so fast, and like I would have loved to have seen their characters' reactions more so than the movie shows. As I'm like, if you're gonna make a movie, give me the movie. I just don't need these two characters standing around saying the same thing over and over and over. So if it's a good family movie over the holidays. You got your like cousins in town or something, parents like it's a good easy thing to kill time, but just very much a victim of like Hollywood knew they were going to make a lot of money by splitting these into two. Um, and the movie's fine. I didn't hate it. Like it just more was like, yeah, we didn't need that. So Wicked
It is
Part Two.
23 minutes shorter than the first one, which
Yeah.
has me a little bit more accepting.
I was happy about that, but I genuinely did like the first one more, even though it was longer. The first one did get a little redundant at parts and could have ended definitely sooner. But, at the end of the day, this should have just been a 2.5 hour one movie.
So are they going to try and remake The Wizard of Oz?
I don't think so. Like, so I don't know if yeah, so this movie actually has nothing to do with the creativity of the Wizard of Oz. Like, it's fun. What I like about Wicked is that someone decided, like, how we like used to do like in defense of villains, and we'd like
Mm-hmm.
talk about how Scar is actually not bad, or Jafar or Billy Zane in Titanic. Like, someone like wrote an article, this based on as a fan of the Wizard of Oz, being like, I'm going to tell the story from the Wicked Witch of the West perspective, and just made up like everything about like her past, and she's not actually bad, and like, so I mean maybe it could motivate Hollywood to bring back interest in Wizard of Oz, but like I don't think there's actually any relation between Wicked per se and like whoever owns the rights to Wicked of Oz.
But it's the same character, right? Like she's supposed to be the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. That's a good question. I wonder if Wizard of Oz is public domain.
I mean, it's old enough now.
No.
Now I know for a fact that actually it's not old enough technically. I know for a fact the ruby red slippers are trademarked. So actually, and that's another fun fact, but we might have talked about it on our Wizard of Oz commentary. But in the book of Wizard of Oz that came out in 1900, Dorothy had silver shoes. But the movie in 1938 or whenever it came out, was so excited to show off the color, they
Yeah,
purposely made the shoes red
that's cool.
so it would pop more because silver shoes wouldn't have been that exciting coming out of a black and white film.
Right. It's like red
Um,
cowboy boots.
yeah, pulling them off. So those I know they could. So they did the silver shoes in Wicked because they don't have the rights to the ruby red.
Interesting. I
Yeah,
mean, what would it cost to like license that out for a
who
movie?
knows?
Unless they're just being so unreasonable.
I mean, they're technically staying true to the book, so I don't know. Maybe their motivation just isn't high.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I do like the idea of Wicked because again, I love the idea of someone just choosing a bad, a villain and just being like, I'm going to defend them.
Yeah, someone has to.
Yeah.
And now luckily we don't have to do indefensive villains for Elphaba on the pod because they did 4.5 hours of movies on it.
No, we should, and we should come up with our own story.
Look, since no one has covered this, we're going to. Anything else on Wicked for Good?
No, like I said, it's fine if you want to use it to kill time with family.
Yeah, it's like one of those 4-quadrant movies, right? Everybody gets something out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, I was on kind of a Richard Linklater kick lately. And I watched Everybody Wants Some, which is basically like the spiritual successor to Dazed and Confused. Except this one follows a group of, well, I guess the main character is an incoming college freshman at some school I think it's just like a fictitious school in Texas. And he is a college baseball player, is going to be, and it's basically like the weekend before his freshman year starts. And it's just like debauchery and partying at the baseball house and ridiculousness. This came out in 2016, and it doesn't have any of the same actors as Dazed and Confused, but it does have a pretty solid cast. And I think what led me to this was somehow I went down like a what's this fucking thing? Glenn Powell rabbit hole, because he's in this. So we have Wyatt Russell, Glenn Powell, Zoe Deutsch, who is I'm a big fan of, and then Tyler Hoechlin, who played Superman on the TV series, and then a lot of other faces you'd recognize. But basically, this is like, think of like any like party movie that you have seen. This is that. Yeah. But Richard Linklater, the thing I kind of appreciate about him, when he makes these movies, he's like not ever that even in Dazed and Confused, it's like he's always kind of more interested in like the characters than he is about making some like ridiculously like funny or raunchy movie. And some people don't like that because they're like, okay, I don't really feel like that's the vehicle that this should be. And then I kind of did dig it here because it just seems more unique, and it doesn't get like super sappy or dialogue heavy, but at least the characters feel like more real and authentic.
Okay. I hadn't heard of this either, man. You're pulling out some things out of nowhere.
I don't know how it must have just been somehow Glenn Powell rabbit hole brought me here.
Yeah, you see Glenn Powell and you have to watch it.
I think it's legally required at this point.
But you tell people. I have to. I don't have an obsession with Glenn Powell.
Yeah. So if you just want like it's like a borderline stoner movie. It's not quite on the level of Dazed and Confused. But it's almost like, I'm really trying to think of something analogous to it, because it's not like a laugh out loud funny, but it's not trying to, like, it's not taking a bunch of swings to make you laugh, but there are some funny parts. I do kind of like it set in the I believe like the early 80s to mid 80s. Okay. So there is like that kind of fun like period piece vibe to it.
Yeah, everyone loves the 80s in cinema.
Oh yeah, and just seeing like what people did to entertain themselves in the 80s. But one thing I will say, Seikaly, I definitely got a feel, or like a kind of flashbacks to like some of the house parties you used to throw at college from this. Like, you remember that? Of course you do. The half pipe you guys had in your apartment.
Yeah, we literally had a half similar to that. Oh, I don't know how people didn't like.
I never saw anyone
break some bones. Oh, we skateboarded on it.
Remember when you had that? Do you remember when you had that really poorly disguised undercover cop come to your house?
Oh, I got my disturbing the peace
house party. Hell yeah, that's like a
DTP baby. Yeah.
The funny thing about this movie is in like one of the opening scenes, so the like main group of characters, it's like 8 baseball players who all live in this one house off campus, and the coach of the baseball team comes over and he gives them this speech that he like has to give at the beginning of every season, and you can tell the coach is like, I don't even know why the fuck I have to do this, but he's like, here's the rules. no partying, no girls upstairs, and all the players like, okay, yeah, no, we'll definitely, like, absolutely, we'll do that, of course, coach. Like the second he's
He's
like
like, I'm
down
sure
the
this will be
street,
stopped.
right? And there's of course one guy on the team who's like, actually, guys, we're not supposed to be drinking in here. The players are like,
Damn,
who the
okay,
fuck?
I might have to watch all of these that you're recommending.
Yeah, I think you'd like this one. I mean, this one's like impossible to fuck up. Everybody wants some. All right, what else you got?
Well, I have two things that we have both watched. I don't know if you want to talk about them now or save that till the end. Otherwise, I can mention two other things quickly.
Let's do it.
Let's do the two we watched.
Sure.
All right. Do we want to start with a holiday theme or a mystery?
Let's start with the holiday theme. I feel like we've been neglecting
right.
the holidays a little bit this episode, except for Muppet Christmas Carol.
All right. You want to start us off?
Which one are we referring to?
Oh,
Champagne Problems?
Yeah, Champagne Problems.
Okay. I didn't know if the internet was ready for this. Yeah. Champagne Problems, not based on the Taylor Swift song, although it kind of is. This is, I will say, Netflix, like, we have a lot of criticisms and critiques of them, but I feel like every year, at least the past 3 years, they have loaded up on Christmas original content.
They're coming for Hallmark. It's a big F you.
Yeah. But I think Netflix's problem is, and we're going to say this right now about Champagne Problems, if you're coming for Hallmark, some of these movies are too fucking well made.
Yeah,
like
this one is. I mean, it's definitely corny as shit, but this is a good movie, man. Like, I genuinely did not expect to enjoy this as much as I thought.
I kept waiting for it to just like totally lose me to the point of like I'm watching this for ridiculousness. And then 45 minutes in, I text you. I was like, who the fuck does this movie think it is making me actually like it?
And like me and my family were making fun of it the whole time. Like, we were having fun with it. Like, we would like react loudly when Roberto did things and said things. But it was like, I think it was like halfway through the movie or 3/4. I'm like, look around, I'm like, guys, is anyone else like thoroughly enjoying this though? Like, it has all the makings of every silly holiday rom-com ever, but like, the characters had, in a weird way to say this because it's such a dumb movie, the characters had enough depth to them, like, where
dude, even like Flula Borg's German guy who's supposed to be just like
it was amazing. Like,
yeah,
they all brought something. Like, everyone had something, and even in its absurdity, it was genuine, like cuteness. Like, it was just like, they were gonna be fun with it. So like, I thought the cast was really good, production was good, and the humor was just great.
Yeah, Minka Kelly surprised me in this.
She in other things, like, she looks so familiar.
Yeah, what's the show? She's in the show Friday Night Lights. I also believe she was the last person to date Derek Jeter before he dated his wife, which my brother-in-law was telling me is probably her best accomplishment. She was just in a show
or just dating him in general.
No, being like the last
he would
one.
obviously, yeah,
right, that he dated. She was in a show I just watched with Josh Duhamel on Netflix as well.
Up here. She was in Euphoria.
Oh, she was. She is the last character in Ransom Canyon was the show. Pretty good, trashy but fun. Chick that Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character,
holy hell,
she's meets in the last scene of the movie.
She's 45. She looks damn good.
Yeah, and again, the key is I don't think she's had any work done, or at least like not much. It's the key to looking young.
So she's actually looks natural and
this
normal.
movie actually ended up being way funnier than I thought it was going to be. Roberto, as you mentioned, total scene stealer. I mean, every time that guy was on screen, I was cracking up. And Flula Borg.
I love that he's like, I don't want the job. I just want to drink.
Yeah, I'm buying the champagne company because I don't want it to go out of business because I like it at my parties.
I said to me, the line, I texted you this, it was like my favorite line by far. He's like, sometimes I tell myself I should stop drinking. But then I'm like, that guy's drunk. Don't listen to him.
Flula Borg is like, I love Christmas because it normalized me opening gifts out of a sock in front of a tree by myself.
Yes. Like, I can't remember the exact line. At one point, he goes, that's when I learned that composting was a lie. They talked about Krampus and like.
Oh yeah, which that was great too, because anything Krampus you and I are in for.
Yeah, and then they decorate him and Roberto are decorating the tree together, and the German side is so like depressing.
Oh yeah, there's like
And
nothing on it.
Roberto's, yeah,
Yeah, champagne problems. Look, when we watch these movies, we expect a level of like cringe and awful writing, dialogue, and acting, and I was disappointed that we didn't get more of that in this. I'll be honest.
it's like they did give us that. They were just too good at it.
Yeah. Also, it looks pretty good. Like it looks way better than a Hallmark or Lifetime original movie.
Yeah, I mean it's like you said in the movie they actually say champagne problems, which I got really excited about.
You know, if you say the title of the film in the film, it's an automatic half-star bump. And if it's a
Or
sequel, you can somehow say like Bad Boys 2, that's a full star bump.
oh, or it's like the same as like when someone says the name of the city you're in while you're watching it. Like I always love people like, oh, that's where we are.
Oh yeah. That's us. What's the like Brad or it's the Leo DiCaprio meme from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood where
Oh
he
yeah, when he like points to the
points at the screen.
what was the bear movie where the cocaine bear? They say the name of the city I live in, and everyone in the theater were like, "Yeah!"
That's awesome. Yeah, so champagne problems.
Tana, like genuinely, we watched like the Lindsay Lohan one last year. Well, like there's
All in
some
for
court,
Christmas
yeah,
or
like
whatever.
ridiculous, but still fun. But like, guys, like this is genuinely good, so give it a shot.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. All right, the other one we watched. This is the murder mystery, right?
Oh, murder? Wait, were we talking about the same thing?
Well, a mystery. Sorry,
Oh, I was like, was there a murder? Maybe
there
there
might have been
was.
actually. I'd have to rethink.
I don't know. This show had a little of everything, so
Yeah.
it's our
So what is it?
HBO's The Chair Company.
Which we briefly talked about on
Whew,
here
we
before, but
have,
now it actually ended, or the season one. Season one.
and not one time. First of all, if you like Tim Robinson or if you don't, it's very Tim Robinson. Obviously, his humor isn't for everybody, and he can be out there. Well, I will say that my wife doesn't like I Think You Should Leave, but she did. She is enjoying Chair Company. She's out of town, so she didn't watch the last episode. So maybe if you're just someone who doesn't like Tim Robinson, you can stomach this a little bit because there's just so much more going on. And Tim Robinson plays more of an everyman, which I always think that's his best role when he's just like a ridiculous, like he's an everyman who cannot contain himself. Um, but at no point, and I don't know how you felt about these 8 episodes, did I ever feel like I had any idea what the hell was happening, right?
No.
Or could accurately predict what they were gonna do.
And I think part of that is that the show is like the entire time. I don't know if it's all just like if I'm being like basically pranked by the show. If like it's not even like I don't even know if I know what genre it is half the time. Like I know it's a
Yeah.
dark comedy, but I'm like, is it really a mystery? Or that's kind of the whole premise of it, right? Is like, is this guy crazy or is there actually something going on?
There's
And
something going on, all right.
and the people he encounters along the way are even more ridiculous than the mysteries trying to unravel.
And you never know that something he experiences in the episode is just something so random and stupid, or something that's like, oh, that's gonna be a big deal later.
Um, I will say I think almost every character that has even like except for his wife, probably that has even a remote version of an arc, does not end up where I thought they would. Like his son, what the fuck was that? What he ends up doing. His daughter is even a little confusing. Pretty much all of his coworkers have weird shit happen to them. He just is like he's almost living in like this alternate reality where it's like, is everyone insane or is he insane? I'm confused why everyone seems to be making or just having like insane shit happen to them, but it's just normalized.
I feel like Tim Robinson, again, if you watch it, I Think You Should Leave, or even Detroiters to an extent, just like finds a way to exacerbate or like just bring out the crazy of everybody. Like everyone just seems like they're normal and they're not. Like he's like, do I know people like this in real life? Absolutely not. But then you're like, for a split second, you might be, right? Like there's a lot of it. I think what he does well is everyone has a crazy side. We just keep it kind of locked in there, right? Like who wouldn't start internalizing things if their chair broke in front of the entire, in front of a whole room, right? Like
Right.
people would laugh it off, but you would be like, oh my gosh, what did people actually think? Like you would be thinking about it way more. And I think that's what he realizes what he's good at is he just brings it out vocally, right? Like for these characters, like most normal people in real life just like keep to themselves, but he lets everyone's intrusive thoughts become intrusive thoughts. So it's like,
Right.
yeah, and it's just like that's why sometimes it's oddly relatable but utterly ridiculous.
I will say in the beginning of this show, he like doesn't. He's not going looking for anything. He just straight up wants to complain about this chair, and once he finds that impossible to do, he starts to fucking lose it.
It almost feels like the first episode feels like years ago, like where this show ended up and how normal the show felt. Like obviously it was ridiculous, but like I kind of want to go rewatch it and just see if like there was any allusion to like what it was going to be outside of like this guy can't figure out how to contact this chair company, and there's a big red ball in this building, and yeah,
And it's also funny.
Second season.
Yeah, which is like in and of itself interesting. And there's some places they can go with it, but like with 3 episodes left, you and I were like, "What?" It like I get that it's popular, but like, does HBO Max watch this show? Because to renew it, it almost seems like it's like an anti-show. I almost feel like.
Well, HBO might not understand it or like it or whatever, but it's been their number one show. Like
That's
this past
crazy.
2-3 months, like it has been doing numbers. So HBO almost might be like, I don't get it, but hey, give the people what they want, I
Someone
guess.
does, yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't know what it is about Tim Robinson, but his comedic sensibility, it's very niche, and I'm in the niche. Like I'm in the sweet spot for him.
And as you said, it's his facial expressions. Like I don't know what it's like in all of his humor, that what he does with his faces, like
I can't even describe it.
yeah. And he's not
And
doing
even
anything ridiculous like Jim Carrey would, like really, do be so expressive, overly expressive to a point. Like Tim Robbins is making just normal faces, but yet like you can't help but just be like, what the
well, a microcosm, and then I'll stop talking about the chair company. But I think one of the things that he does that I find so hilarious, and I really can't even quantify this, is that song that he sings. I think it's from the Detroiter, that Friday Night song that I always sing with you, where like you keep thinking he's gonna make the song funny, but he doesn't, and that's what makes it so fucking hilarious. Like it doesn't get funny, but that's hilarious to me.
That's Tim Robinson. I always said like if I watch I Think You Should Leave, the first time I watch it, not funny. I don't laugh once. I'm like, well, that's disappointing. Yeah. I'm like, well, it's it's like 2-minute skits. I'll watch it again. Second time you're like, it's pretty funny. By the third time you're like, this is the greatest comedy of all time. Like you're like, I just don't understand how he does it.
Chairs. I don't know. There's so many stupid. This will be interesting for season 2. I don't know like what the timeline is to like put it out. But the way the season ended, I don't even know what I liked the show. I don't know what I was even expecting as far as like the resolution to the plot. I'm not disappointed at all.
How do you even explain it to someone? Like I was trying to tell my sisters to watch it because they love I Think You Should Leave. They're like, oh, I'm like, it's like it's the most ridiculous thing on TV right now.
I know. All I can say about Tim Robinson is like you will know pretty quickly into anything that he did if it's for you.
Mm-hmm. So we'll look forward to season 2.
Yeah. I wonder. I need to look up too, like if he has any other, because I think Friendship, which his movie that came out this year with Paul Rudd, I think he wrote it. So I wonder if he used to be a writer on SNL, as I'm sure you know.
Yeah, 1 year.
He had some banger skits though.
The NBA on NBC theme song with John.
That's
Tesh.
like one of the best ones. Basketball, give me the ball, and I'm gonna dunk it.
Way.
We don't want the lyrics. What do you mean the lyrics are?
How will people know they're watching basketball?
I think they'll figure it out.
Oh, so good.
Anything else on the chair company?
No, just I again, like I said, I don't know what the fuck we just watched, but I loved it.
Yeah, same. And sign me up for more. The only other stuff I watched, I think I'm just gonna save for our next episode because it's all like shitty Christmas movies. And when I say shitty, I don't mean like champagne problems. I mean like actually shitty. So
see, that's what you want, though.
Yeah, it is. And I'm watching these by the boatload, just gobbling them up.
Tis the season, man.
It is the season. You got anything else?
I mean, like I said, I'll save it. Nothing of importance.
Yeah, we'll have to do at least one more episode before Christmas because I think we could put together a nice little.
Send me some of your favorite bad ones, and I'll catch up and we can discuss.
Okay, there's another one that actually was a Netflix original that actually had a pretty big twist at the end that maybe I was just not looking for it, but did not see it coming. I think you might.
Yeah, I typically don't watch these movies for twists.
I don't either. That's probably why it caught me by surprise. Like, holy shit. All right, that brings us to the last part of our show, which is our Do You Even Lift Bruh? Our question and answer segment where we pose a question that we leave you guys with for the evening for you to just ruminate on, think of. The question today, what are the Bros' top 100 movies of all time? If you go to our website, broforcesquad.com, this running list is linked at the top. We will continue counting down today. Rony Seikaly and I are each going to give the next number on our list. Before we do that, though, Rony, let's tell the people at home, how would you describe these lists, our top 100 lists? Because as we always say, they are definitely not like a cinema connoisseur's top 100 curated films of the 21st century. They're a little bit different.
Yeah, they're quite literal. Your favorite 100 movies, and your favorite could be something artistic, could be something cinematic and epic, or it could be just a movie you watched when you were a kid that just makes you happy when you're sad, or something ridiculous and stupid like the champagne problems that, you're just like, man, I just had so much fun. And was it a great movie? No, but hey, it did its job and entertained me and brought me good feels. So yeah, you don't have to justify it. These are year 100 movies, and they're always yours no matter what.
And if you look through the list, we always use Brian Banner as kind of the quintessential example of how these are unique to your own life experiences, like Seikaly said. But even just looking through the Bros, we'll go from something like The Great Dictator to Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
Not even the original Jumanji, which like really irked me when he said that.
Yeah, I think that's what people took the biggest
I was like,
issue.
You're like, he just says Jumanji, and you're like, oh, nice. And he's like, Welcome to the Jungle. You're like, what?
Just so you know, Champagne Problems clocks in at number 467 all time on my list.
It's pretty good.
That is pretty good. My list right now is out of... oh gosh, I've seen a couple movies here. Sorry, I'm still scrolling down. It's out of... Jesus Christ.
You need to do more things in life.
1592.
Top third, baby. Let's go.
Top third, yeah. Right behind Fear Street, 1978.
Love it.
All right, Seikaly, last we checked in, we each counted down our number 24 movie of all time. Yours was A Knight's Tale, and mine was One Day from 2011. What will be one ahead of A Knight's Tale for you at the Air Jordan spot, number 23?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. So this is, I did not mean this to be very topical, but the movie I have as 23rd was actually majorly in the news today, funny enough. So it is There Will Be Blood, starring Paul Dano and Daniel Day-Lewis.
Love the order you said their names in.
Exactly. I did that on purpose. I did that. Daniel Day-Lewis, who always listens to the pod, is like, what?
Honestly, he would bequeath first billing.
Yeah. So this came out in 2007, which is crazy to me because I do not feel like it's been 18 years.
Yeah, that's wild.
So the first thing I'll say, the obvious why this is up here. I personally, again, these are all opinions, but like, I don't even know if it's close, believe that this is the greatest acting performance in any movie that I've ever seen. That Daniel Day-Lewis in this, I mean, he's always, Daniel Day-Lewis is always going to be who he is, probably the greatest actor in our lifetime. I really don't, like, Leo might come close to second, but I would say Leo's more our generation.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Daniel Day-Lewis is way
You know,
over him.
I just don't think it's debatable. You know, you can say Daniel Day-Lewis maybe isn't as fun as some other actors, never took like, you know, silly roles, or, you know, maybe he takes himself too seriously, method actor and all that. But this, what's crazy about it is in every movie he's ever been in, he's just iconic. And this one, he takes even further steps into his character. And it's just like, so when you're watching it, it's just you know, Daniel Playview, it's just like you get lost in it. And this is like a long movie too. And it is slow at times, absolutely, but it's just like it didn't matter because every time Daniel Day-Lewis did anything and he's on the screen for the most part, you're just absolutely enamored with it. I just remember walking out being like, knowing at that time in 2007, that's the greatest acting performance. And here we are 18 years later, and I can't think of anything that has come close to that. Um, Paul Dano is in this as well, and I mention him because today, for some reason, Quentin Tarantino like released his top 25 films of the last 25 years, and as you know, most people would think like There Will Be Blood was also on his list. But then he said something to the I'm not quoting directly, but basically the reason it wasn't higher on his list was because of Paul Dano, and Paul Dano sucks and is the worst actor in the Screen Actors Guild, which is quite literally saying something, considering how many actors there are who don't amount to anything. Um, so it was very odd. Like
I
it
have
didn't.
a part of the quote up
Yeah,
if you want me
please,
to read real
please,
quick.
yes.
So this doesn't quite get to the part about SAG, which I think was just after this, but he says, quote, "He is weak sauce, man.
No, that's it.
He's a weak sister. So who could have done it better? Austin Butler would have been wonderful in that role. Dano is just a weak, uninteresting guy," end quote.
Which is absurd on so many levels because one seems oddly specific to attack him, but two, that's just not accurate to Paul
Well,
Dano as an actor. It's
and do
just
you notice
not.
at the end, like you said, to make it personal, he's not even referencing his performance. He says Dano is, quote, just such a
Yes.
weak, uninteresting guy.
Yeah, he's coming at him. And I'm like, dude, even if you, I said this off pod. Look, anyone who's going toe to toe, and very much his character goes toe to toe with Daniel Day-Lewis's character in the movie, it's going to be hard to like beat that. Like, absolutely. It's like, yeah, of course you're going to be watching Daniel Day-Lewis the whole time. But Jesus, like, Dano brings it in this film. He is shot like scene for scene that with Daniel Day-Lewis holding his own with the greatest acting performance of all time. And it's just odd behavior because again, he's great in this movie, but two, like we were talking about other movies Paul Dano is in, and usually he does play kind of like weirdos or like kind of like psychos, but like, you know, Little Miss Sunshine we talked about Prisoners, we talked about Batman. You know, like I've never walked away from a movie with him and been like, man, he's bad. Like he is really good at what he does. And he does play a lot of like similar characters, but like that's okay. So do a lot of other people. But anyway, that's digressing. That's more like oddly why this was in the news today with Quentin Tarantino. I personally believe there's something like unique happened. The internet speculated maybe Paul Dano declined to be in a Quentin Tarantino movie, and Tarantino, no one says no to him. So I don't know. It just seemed personal. But anyway, back to the film. Obviously a period piece, you know, a guy who discovers oil and manipulates the common folk, uses religion, uses family, quote unquote, like to gain more wealth, to take power. And it's a slow burn, but like absolutely worth it with a crescendo ending, with one of the like, most iconic scenes and iconic quotes in film history. So yeah, like the only reason this isn't probably higher than 23, it's just it is overall slow, so it's hard for me to like when I think of like my favorite movies, like movies I rewatch all the time. It's not often I'm like, man, I really want to rewatch There Will Be Blood right now. Like so, that's probably the only reason it's as low as it is because you know if we were doing a top 100 greatest movies of all time list, not necessarily personal opinion, this probably would be higher to me.
Yeah, I mean, this film I think is basically iconic, and the Daniel Day-Lewis is probably the main reason why. Normally, movies like this, I kind of have a hard time like getting super into just because it like there's really not a lot of plot happening, to be honest. Like the premise you described is basically it because it's a tour de force of Daniel Day-Lewis. It's like, as the kids say, let him cook. And he does. And then obviously the scene, the milkshake quote is iconic in and of
Yeah.
itself. Like people probably quote that and don't even realize what it's from.
There's a whole SNL skit about that quote, by the way. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Yeah, it's hilarious.
And I had known Daniel Day-Lewis from like Gangs of New York and a couple other things, but this was the first time I was really like, dude, why isn't this guy in like everything? He's so fucking good. And then I realized he's not in movies because he's just like the chillest dude who's like, I'll act occasionally, but I'm a cobbler at heart.
Yeah, he'll go to Italy and serve gelato for like 2 years.
Yeah, and then he's like, I just kind of do what I want to do. It's not hurting anybody. I'll call you when I want to be in a film. So that's.
I really wish one time. I always make a joke like he's gonna be the voice of Yoshi in these Mario movies or something. Like it'd be hilarious. Like one time to see himself just not take himself seriously at all. Like just do something absolutely ridiculous. But I just don't think he has it in him. He doesn't know
like
how.
Al Pacino did Jack and Jill with Adam Sandler. Just have Daniel Day-Lewis.
Could you imagine that? Like I just like would die.
Or just like a weird cameo, yeah, like you said, where he just like makes some joke about himself or something.
Yeah, host SNL. Like, could you imagine how intimidating he'd be?
Oh my god, that would be the thing to do. I mean, because that's why Adam Driver's so good on SNL. He's like, I'm just gonna do everything like I'm doing like an actual movie I'm trying to win an Oscar for.
When he plays himself in Star Wars on SNL, like there's nothing better than him being Kylo Ren.
Oh no, I actually think his Kylo Ren in that skit is better than his Kylo Ren in the movie.
It probably is actually.
It's more enjoyable. All right, it's good that you have that because that helps legitimize our top 100 lists. Okay, so we're up to 23 now. My number 24 was One Day from 2011, Anne Hathaway movie. My number 24. My number 23 is the 2022 movie Don't Make Me Go, starring John Cho and Mia Isaac. Have you ever heard of this movie, Seikaly?
No. Here's what's weird. I thought your line at the beginning of this pod, which I know what it alludes to typically, like sounded familiar, but I don't think I know this movie.
Yeah, so I always try to put the quote at the beginning of the episode from the next movie in my top 100 lists. Today was no exception. Don't Make Me Go.
I've seen you talk about it. I'm sorry, now I'm looking it up. I remember you telling me about this movie.
Yeah, this is one, we talk about like reasons movies are on this list. This one really affected me and has stuck with me ever since I watched it. And now that I have a daughter, I don't even know if I can go back and rewatch this thing without just blubbering like an idiot. There's probably 3 times in my life I've cried watching a movie, like legitimate tears. This was the most recent, 2022. I'm getting like emotional just thinking about it now. So the premise of the movie, Don't Make Me Go, I'll just read it to you. When a single father to a teenage daughter learns he has a fatal brain tumor, he takes her on a road trip to find the mother who abandoned her years before and try to teach her everything she might need over the rest of her life. And John Cho is that father. Yeah. And he doesn't tell his daughter how serious his brain tumor is, but the point is she's always wanted to meet her mom who left them both years and years ago. He knows where she is, and he says, all right, I'll teach you to drive if you come on this road trip with me. We'll go find your mom. And I'll say 2 things about this movie because I don't want to spoil it. You will cry. You will never predict the ending to it.
Starting to wonder if I did watch this because I think I kind of remember. Okay, I feel like I would remember it though.
You definitely would remember it.
Yeah.
It won the Tribeca Film Festival in 2022. I don't know why this didn't get like more. It was we saw it on Amazon Prime when it came out. So this, I don't know if there's no way this won Bros Best Picture that year, but similar to another Prime original, this is kind of like My Old Ass from a few years ago, that one. But this one hit me even harder than that did. I mean, just the plot to it alone, you're like, fuck, that's already kind of by itself. Emotional. But it has, John Cho is great in this because he also has like that comedic sensibility attached to it. He's like a corny dad who like raps to embarrass his daughter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a great fucking movie. And our list isn't just populated with movies that like we only enjoyed for
Yep.
like stupid, goofy reasons. Although there's plenty of those on here. This is on here because it's just a great fucking movie and like crushed me. I saw it, which I'm laughing just because it's like, damn, I'm thinking about the like feelings that I had when the thing happens in it. Just highly, highly, highly recommend. Don't make me
Okay,
go.
man, you got some good recs today.
Thank you. A little bit of a different vibe for me on this episode.
Yeah,
Not
usually
as
I'm like, I'm gonna stay away from that.
Right. He's a fucking idiot. Why do you suggest that? John Cho too. I actually like. I didn't realize this, but he's been in a lot of shit that I liked, like Searching. Remember how much we loved that movie, the Screen Life movie? Who does he play in How I Met Your Mother? He's the guy that hires Marshall to
Yeah, Tuckahoe Funland.
Tuckahoe Funland.
Yeah.
Hey, those
the
who
place
go to
where
New
dreams
York
come true.
those who go to New York public schools, they come out with their head raised high.
Those that do come out.
It's okay. I'm sure you have your family money to fall back on. Family money?
So good.
Yeah. So Don't Make Me Go, which obviously is the title kind of is funny too, because it's basically his daughter's like, don't make me go on this fucking road trip.
Yeah. Man, heartbreaking.
Yep. All right. Seikaly, before we let the people go for episode 255, any last words of wisdom, closing advice?
I saw, like, you guys hear me every week. I'm talking about like get out of the left lane. I saw a post on like Twitter this week that was someone's like, you can stay behind me. You can honk at me all you want. If I'm in the left lane, I'm going to go the speed I want to go. I don't care if I'm like, you're supposed to pass me. And I'm like, is that where we're at as a community? Like, you just don't like, we live in a society. We have a set of rules. We all can help each other out. Are we so individualistic now that you just don't care? It's just like, guys,
that's not even individualistic.
Help each
that's
other.
just being an asshole.
Yeah.
Like that's
I
not
don't
like
care.
you expressing yourself.
If I'm in the left lane, stop honking at me. It's like, no, you're not supposed to be in the left lane if people are behind you. So I'm asking you guys, hey, it's not just driving for yourself, it's driving for everybody. If everyone does what they're supposed to do, it makes driving a whole lot more pleasant of an experience, and everyone will get to where they're going faster and safer.
Imagine following that guy around all day, just like doing shit to piss him off.
Yeah, that's the thing. We want to piss other people off. That's what gets us off these days. It's like, ugh.
Sick world we're living in. Sick people. As Sinbad says in Jingle All the Way, it's a sick world we're living in. Sick people. That was really a bomb. I said this last time. I'm gonna call it like I see it, And I've been preaching for probably a year now about your neighborhood Facebook, social media apps, Ring, Nextdoor, wherever it is that you basically get like community messages out. Use it for the right reasons, because I get a lot in mine of like, just saw a bobcat, or what kind of bird is that? And it's like, okay, don't really know if that's what we need here, but this time of year especially, it's been used correctly, and I can't really complain about much. So I'll call a spade and just admit that this is, I don't think, an issue any longer. Seikaly, I need to find a new topic to complain about, because it's mostly been like package delivered to my house on accident. Who is this? Like useful stuff.
I'm going to say something that's going to surprise you and upset you. You knew there was some shit going on outside my house last week, right? Like I told you about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I sent you some pictures of the cops, and this guy's on the run. A guy got arrested in front of my house. I am desperately getting on the neighborhoods, like Facebook, Nextdoor. Nothing. I'm like, where is everyone when something's actually happening? But a fucking firework goes off, you're saying gunshots. A fucking person walks by, you're like, who is that? But shit actually finally goes down, and no one says a thing.
Where are the nosy neighbors when we need them? This is your Super Bowl.
This is everything you live for. But, so yeah, just wanted to tell you about that.
Well, maybe like from what happened to you, it seemed like it was really kind of isolated to that corner.
It was, but I mean, the cops ran down because another guy got escaped. Two guys were basically, long story short to everyone listening, two guys were on a high-speed chase, crashed in front of my neighbor's house, and two guys ran on foot. One was caught, the other one they couldn't find. So they were going all over the neighborhood, had the helicopter, searchlights. So like, people knew something was going on.
Did they ever find the other guy?
I don't know, because I couldn't find shit about it. It made me so mad.
Jesus. Well,
It's like the town. It's like the town in Hot Fuzz where they're not reporting crime to keep our statistics low. Like,
Just
why is
smart.
no one talking about this?
Damn, dude, you should have posted and just watched the comments trickle
I
in.
should have. There was a Reddit post about it, thankfully. So
Oh, you have a Reddit thread?
on Knox, on the city I live in. So
Nice. Damn. Need to get on that. All right. Well, that's it, guys. Forever. For episode
Wow.
255.
I was like, this is news to me.
No, with the chair company getting renewed, we can't quit the pod.
No, not when we're getting hot.
Exactly. For our legal counsel, Rony Seikaly, I'm the mayor, Jeff Hornacek. Go out there and drink some eggnog. We are the Bro4 Squad podcast. You can find us on our website, bro4squad.com. All of our socials at Bro4 Squad. And if you type in Bro Force Squad as 3 separate words on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, you'll find everything there. Till next time, Seikaly, I think we should go looking for that convict in your neighborhood.
He's got to be out there somewhere. He's just hanging out.
Do you have an extra flashlight? We can split up.
I do. Yeah.
That was the only thing stopping us. Is like, oh, if he has one flashlight, then
Let me put my Batman mask on while I do this.